my name's Adam Fulton. I had a great day today with Scott Watson. Really enjoyed seeing my staff so engaged in the session he ran, particularly around their self-awareness. I think that's a key thing for managers, and actually I could see them today, light bulb moments for them, that actually they really need to think about themselves. So that was really the key thing for me, that they go away and actually think about that, and I can see them already jotting down stuff about what they're going to do. So a really lively session as well, really fun, and as I say, really made them think.
Why are most people in most organisations, in most industries, promoted from a technician role to a manager? Often, not always, but often because they excelled in a completely unrelated role as a technician. Ever seen that in your organisation? Nothing wrong with it. Nothing wrong with it. But sometimes people can think, as leaders, he or she really excelled there and they were fantastic, so maybe they've got management potential. But then people are promoted to management positions and they remain so passionate about being a technician, and then they can drift a little and not successfully or easily make a transition from getting results by themselves, for themselves as part of a team, to equipping, enabling and encouraging other people to want to do the same. Have you ever worked with a negative person? Show of hands. Have you ever worked with a negative person? Okay, some people are grinning as in, uh-oh, they're on the same table as me. Don't ask names, Scott, that's too early for that. Okay, what does a negative person actually do to you? Do they lift you up or do they drag you down? Drag you down. How do they do it? How do they do it? Do they do it intentionally and think, okay, we've only just met, but I'm really going to ruin your day. Ask me how I am and I'm going to tell you because you really care and I've got you now and everyone else is looking at the carpet, so it's just you and me. Come and ask me. Not bad. I'm not bad. Mustn't grumble. But if you notice the people that say I can't grumble, then do grumble. So bear in mind, as well as being technically proficient, brilliant as you are, leadership is about equipping, enabling and encouraging other people to be at or very near their best on a daily basis. People are supposedly creatures of habit, and when people are invited to change a habit or change, it can appear and feel like a personal attack, can't it? You're telling me to change, the organisation wants me to change. I've been here 30 years, surely you should know I'm awkward, and you've got to work around me. Okay, well, some feedback from this side of the room there. Okay, maybe some of us know people like that, but again, we've got to help them be open to change rather than say change or else. Because the human brain responds better to invitations and requests than it does to commands, instructions and demands. Ever remember as a child you were told what to do and you instantly rebelled? Sorry, I have a teenage daughter, I know this. And perhaps you do too. But when someone's asked us to do something, even if we don't want to do it, we're a little bit more open, or at least a little bit less closed to doing this. But if you're going to have really emotionally engaged employees, surely you need to be emotionally engaged. Surely it would be a good thing for you to lead by example. Well, I do lead by example, Scott, you don't know me. I know, and I'm not judging you. But what few things do they see about you that you perhaps don't see about yourself? Are you a not bad kind of person? Because not bad is nowhere near good, and good's the new average. What few things do you do wonderfully well that engage people? Do you lead by example? As in, if you're having a tough moment, you say, give me a moment, I'll recover in 5 minutes and I'll be with you. If you're in that meeting and that person who may be at a lower grade or same grade or just as passionate about what they do as you are, they start talking, you think, oh, I know what you're going to say. I've had a similar situation. You've never had a similar situation because you're not him or her. But interrupting what he or she is wanting to communicate, passionately or otherwise, is far more important than hearing them out. And bear in mind, we teach people how to treat us. If I work for you and I know that if I have an idea and I'm getting halfway through the sentence and I see that look on your face or the clicking of the pen and I think you're about to interrupt me, what am I going to do? I'm going to withdraw. Why? Because it's self-preservation. It's bat and ball. I haven't got a bat and ball, but if I did, I'd take it home. And who speaks most in a meeting? Usually the boss. Why? Because he or she is the boss. And people look to the boss for leadership. People look to the boss and say, well, he or she's talking, I better stay quiet. No, the last thing you want people to do is be quiet. But you don't want to be loud with empty noise. So please have a think, how engaging are you as a leader? How engaged are you as a leader? Do you look forward to coming to a rhetorical question, don't start admitting? Are there days where you think, I'd rather just take the day off, but I've got to go, and he's going to kick off, and she's going to be awkward, and that's going to be that email that never gets, that email conversation that never gets stopped, and it's just going to be the same old, because what you're doing there is telling your brain not to care. What you're telling your brain is, survive the day, get through the week. And that's no way for this wonderful, powerful onboard computer to operate. Up to 40,000 thoughts a day, 300 to 600 decisions. How about you started picking at those decisions when they're about to happen?
Yeah, I've had a really enjoyable session this morning. Scott's presentation was really engaging. I think it really helped everybody to focus on themselves as leaders and not necessarily thinking about how they change their people that work for them, but absolutely thinking about themselves, how they come across, how they lead, what they could do differently to get better outcomes. I would absolutely recommend the training to anybody else who's looking for the same sort of thing. I think the benefit to the organisation, can be huge if you take it away, put it into practice. Don't treat it as a training course that fixes everything, then you can have a real impact on the performance of your organisation, and that's what I hope will come out of the session today.